ಮಹಿಳೆಯರೇ, ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ವಿವಿಧ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳ ಉದ್ಘಾಟನೆ, ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಶಂಕುಸ್ಥಾಪನೆಗಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನತೆಗಾಗಿ ಆಗಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. For Karnataka, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, has arrived here for the inauguration, dedication to the nation and foundation stone laying for various development projects worth over rupees 3,400 crores. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಈ ಅಭೂತಪೂರ್ವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಆದರದ ಸ್ವಾಗತ, ಸುಸ್ವಾಗತ. Very hearty welcome to all of you, ladies and gentlemen.
At the feet of India's colonial past, Rahul Gandhi lamented the lack of foreign intervention in India's democracy to bring to a halt India's resilient growth story under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi. The lies that became a foundation of his conversation in England were many. He claimed that he does not have access to conversation in Indian universities. That for him was indication of death of democracy. My question today to Mr. Gandhi is this. In 2016, Rahul Gandhi went to an Indian university in the national capital and supported the slogan of Bharat Tere Tukde Honge. Rahul Gandhi further states in his travels to the United Kingdom that democracy is being blown to smithereens. However, this very gentleman in Jammu during the Bharat Jodo Yatra said all is well in India. Which was a lie, Mr. Gandhi? Your statement in India or your statement in England? That Rahul Gandhi attacked not only the magnificence of the Indian Parliament, but also the supremacy of institutions such as the Supreme Court of India, the Election Commission of India, is now known to every Indian citizen. I question Rahul Gandhi today that when he helps elect to Parliament a congressman who gives a clarion call to kill people, is that democracy? When the Gandhi family directs congressmen and women to tear papers and throw it at the speaker's chair in the Lok Sabha, is that democracy? When the Gandhi family directs congressmen in Rajya Sabha to tear books, jump on tables, and humiliate the chair of the Vice President of India in Parliament, is that democracy? Today, every Indian citizen demands an apology to the Indian Parliament, which is not mere an amalgamation of parliamentarians. It is the voice of the Indian people. It is the constitutional reflection of the will of the Indian people. It is shameful that Rahul Gandhi, instead of coming to Parliament and apologizing for his undemocratic rant against India, today seeks to be absent from Parliament. Democracy, Mr. Gandhi, is not in peril. The Congress party has been brought to political perish by the people of India for this very behavior that you exhibited against the nation state overseas. राहुल गांधी ने एक ऐसे देश में जाकर विदेशी ताकतों का आह्वान किया जिसका इतिहास रहा है भारत को गुलाम बनाने का, भारत की लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्थाओं की धज्जियां उड़ाते हुए राहुल गांधी ने यह खेद व्यक्त किया कि क्यों विदेशी ताकतें आकर भारत पर धावा नहीं बोलती। उनका द्वेष प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के लिए भारत के प्रति द्वेष में तब्दील हो चुका है। मैं आज राहुल गांधी से पूछना चाहती हूं, आपने जाकर विदेश में कहा कि आपको हिंदुस्तान की किसी यूनिवर्सिटी में बोलने का अधिकार नहीं, तो 2016 में देश की राजधानी में एक यूनिवर्सिटी में जाकर इस बात तक का आपने समर्थन कर दिया जब नारा लगा भारत तेरे टुकड़े होंगे। वो क्या था राहुल गांधी? अपनी यात्रा में आपने स्वीकार किया जम्मू में 1 महीने पहले कि भारत में शांति है, सौहार्द है। उनको एक ऐसा व्यक्ति नहीं मिला जिसने कहा हो कि उनके प्रति कटुता का भाव है। तो आप झूठ कब बोल रहे थे राहुल गांधी? लंदन में कि हिंदुस्तान में? आपने इस बात को भी एक विदेशी संस्थान में चर्चा के संदर्भ में रखा कि आपको अपने लोकतांत्रिक अधिकारों का देश की संसद में हनन होते दिख रहा है। मैं आज राहुल गांधी से पूछना चाहती हूं कि गांधी खानदान के आदेश अनुसार जब लोकसभा में कांग्रेस के सदस्य कागज फाड़कर स्पीकर की ओर फेंकते हैं, स्पीकर का अपमान करते हैं, क्या वो ब्रेवरी है या राहुल गांधी की डेमोक्रेसी की परिभाषा? जब राज्यसभा में राष्ट्र के उपराष्ट्रपति के चेयर की ओर, जहां पर उनके प्रतिनिधि विराजमान हैं, कांग्रेस के नेता कागज फेंकते हैं, अपमान करते हैं, टेबल के ऊपर चढ़कर किताबें पटकते हैं, क्या वो डेमोक्रेसी है राहुल गांधी? मैं आज भारत के हर नागरिक की ओर से राहुल गांधी से कहना चाहती हूं कि संसद हमारे देश की मात्र सांसदों का जमघट नहीं है। हमारे देश की संवैधानिक परंपरा, राष्ट्र की लोकतांत्रिक ताकत और हर भारतीय का अधिकार क्षेत्र है। राहुल गांधी ने भारतीय के अधिकार क्षेत्र पर विदेशी ताकत धावा बोले, यह आमंत्रण दिया है। राहुल गांधी ने विदेशी ताकत आके भारतीय संसदीय परंपरा को छिन्न भिन्न कर दें, यह आह्वान किया है। राहुल गांधी भूल गए हैं कि संसद पर पताका लहराता है भारत का झंडा, जिसके लिए लाखों ने कुर्बानी दी। राहुल गांधी का संसदीय परंपरा का अपमान करना ऐसे राष्ट्रभक्तों का, उनके बलिदानों का और देश की लोकतांत्रिक व्यवस्था का और देश के हर नागरिक जो वोट करने जाता है उसका अपमान है। राजनीति में हार जीत राजनीतिक परंपराओं का हिस्सा है, लेकिन राष्ट्रनीति ये कहती है कि अपने राजनीतिक लाभ के लिए अपने पैरों तले देश की संसद को अगर रोधने का दुस्साहस करोगे तो देश जवाब मांगेगा, देश की संसद जवाब मांगेगी। आज मैं राहुल गांधी से कहना चाहती हूं, संसद से भागने की बजाय आकर संसद में माफी मांगे, क्योंकि अपमान उन्होंने देश की संसद, देश की संविधान और देश के वोटर का किया है। धन्यवाद।
जो बनकर मेरा हमसफर आएगा, सिर्फ उसी को फर्क नजर आएगा। शुरू करो, डालो बुनियाद, घर महल नजर आएगा। वंडर लाइए, वंडर नहीं, फर्क नजर आएगा। वंडर सीमेंट, फर्क नजर आएगा।
Metric tons of waste every day. It has 7 landfills and 6 waste processing units, none of which have been upgraded since 2015. There are 150 dry waste collection centers, which can handle only 1 ton of waste on an average. Bengaluru is waiting for its civic authorities to wake up and work round the clock for years to come to bring any change around.
One way to do up your home or your office is to just keep it simple, to keep it minimalist. The ones known to be masters of minimalism, even in fashion, Abraham and Tagore, stamp just this in the capacity of designers who are now into the design innovation and home decor space too.
To tell you the truth, we actually launched our business with both the collections. We started, the focus was with the homeware collection that we launched in London at the Conrad shop many years ago. And we haven't really done it in India. So we are actually relaunching it. It's more of a relaunch for us.
Fashion and home lifestyle is always it's always intertwined together actually. And I think it's a big part of what we do, bringing fashion and home lifestyle together, which brings in the actual play of ceramics into it, and the play of that coming as big bowls and plates, as well as crockery and cutlery.
Minimalism is timeless. Keeping home decor simple involves selecting a few key pieces that complement each other and arranging them in a way that feels cohesive and visually appealing.
Personally, I like minimalism because I think it requires more discipline. Everything has to be simpler, purer, and you can build on it. I mean, maximalism is valid too, but it's just another style, and this is a style that we are comfortable with.
Part of every collection, whether it's fashion or it's the home, always is introduced with a black and white line, which I think is accessible to everybody, all ages.
Keeping it simple can be simplified further. Simply begin by using neutral color palettes, whites, beiges, grays, blacks, what have you. Less is more, so do not clutter. Use decor made of natural and sustainable materials to create a sense of calm and tranquility. Choose pieces that are timeless. In New Delhi with Vaishnavi Kaharwar, Lifestyle Bureau, India Today.
India Today Conclave 2023, March 17th and 18th, New Delhi. Listen to Dhananjay Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India. The India Moment.
Some news coming in this morning. Officials at the Ministry of Electronics and IT, which is MeitY, scheduled a meeting with 400 startups that were impacted by the fallout of the troubled Silicon Valley Bank. Minister of State for Information and Technology, Rajiv Chandrasekhar, held a virtual meeting with startups and gave them an assurance that the government is standing firmly behind them. Rajiv Chandrasekhar told the startups that IT Ministry, along with the Finance Ministry, is working on a formula to make sure Indian startups don't feel any liquidity crunch because of what's happened as far as the Silicon Valley Bank is concerned.
The crisis that was represented by the Silicon Valley Bank implosion, the biggest crisis has passed. There are still some lingering impacts of that on our startup ecosystem. We have had a long discussion today with over 400 startups and funds and other stakeholders. And it is clear that the US government's decision yesterday to essentially ensure that all depositors will be made whole, and therefore all depositors will seek not to lose any money as a consequence of the Silicon Valley Bank implosion, is a big step towards resolving this crisis.
Contagion from the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and the Signature Bank in the US continues to spread despite assurances by the Biden administration. Bank stocks across the world are bearing the brunt of the diminishing investor sentiment. This comes even as Moody's placed 6 American banks under review for downgrade.
Americans can have confidence that the banking system is safe. Your deposits will be there when you need them. Small businesses across the country, the deposit accounts at these banks can breathe easier knowing they'll be able to pay their workers and pay their bills. And their hardworking employees can breathe easier as well.
The reassurance seemingly mattered little to investors and traders, with banking shares taking a big hit from first 2 days of the week. The emergency measures to provide additional funding to banks also did little to enthuse investors. Banking stocks declined in the US on Monday. And the worry spread to Asian markets on Tuesday, with bank indices plunging by more than 5%. Japanese firms were hit particularly hard, with anxiety about systematic risk leading the wider market lower. Analysts are now hoping that the US Federal Reserve will stop or at least slow its pace of rate hikes.
I think people believe that this will now, cause the Fed to slow down or even pause for a while. I haven't heard anything from them so far today in terms of what their plan is. So I would have to go with what they've been saying, which is they're going to continue to raise rates until they can tamp down inflation. And that job's not even close to being done yet. And so that leads us to the big question about whether we will or we won't have a recession. And if we do,